significado general, las culturas representan el progreso de la civilización, destacando el papel central de Gran Bretaña como defensor del conocimiento y la cultura del siglo XIX, diseñadora de la capital, se centra en los triunfos de la civilización griega de la antigüedad, en el hecho de simbólico, figura central de la civilización tratada con una antorcha simboliza la iluminación, figura auxiliar representa el arte, la ciencia y el espacio de la vida negra.
Designed by Foster and Partners, the Great Court is a two-acre space enclosed by a spectacular glass roof with the world-famous reading room in the middle. The 6th of December 2020 marked 20 years since the redesigned Great Court was opened. In that time, 113 million people have walked under the glass roof, free and open every day to visitors. The Great Court is one of London's most unique spaces. In the original Robert Smirke Great Court design, the courtyard was supposed to be a garden. However, from 1850 too many book stacks were built. The department stayed in the Great Court until 1997, when it was relocated to the new British Library building in St Pancras. Now empty, the museum took the opportunity to once again reopen the space to the public. The reading room stands at the heart of the museum, in the centre of the Great Court. Completed in 1857, it was hailed as one of the great sights of London and became a world-famous centre of learning. With a design by Sidney Smirke 1798 to 1877, work on the reading room began in 1854. 3 years later it was completed. Using cast iron, concrete, glass and the latest heating and ventilation systems, it was a masterpiece of mid-19th century technology. The room had a diameter of 40.6 meters, 140 feet, and was inspired by the domed Pantheon in Rome. However, it isn't a freestanding dome in the technical sense. It has been constructed in segments on a cast iron framework. The ceiling is suspended on cast iron struts hanging down from the frame and is made out of papier-mâché. Many book stacks were built surrounding the new reading room. They were made of iron to take the weight of the books and protect them against fire. In all, they contain 3 miles 4.8 kilometers of bookcases and 25 miles 40 kilometers of shelves. The objects in the Egyptian sculpture gallery represent 3 millennia of pharaonic history. The displays have evolved with the field of Egyptology itself. Modern Egyptology began with a French scientific expedition accompanying Napoleon's invasion of Egypt in 1798, after the British defeated the French. They took some of their most important finds, including the Rosetta Stone and the sarcophagus of the last Egyptian pharaoh. Later, the British Consul General Henry Salt received permission from Egypt's governor, Muhammad Ali, to collect antiquities, many of which were acquired by the British Museum. He employed excavators such as Giovanni Belzoni to remove sculptures, including the colossal bust of Ramesses II. Later acquisitions came increasingly from well-documented archaeological excavations. The civilization of ancient Egypt arose in the 4th millennium BC and only waned in the 1st for centuries AD, after Egypt was annexed into the Roman Empire. This makes it one of the world's most enduring civilizations. The monuments in the Egyptian sculpture gallery were created for eternity. Placed in temples and tombs, the statues and wall images were meant as vehicles for the spirits of deities, kings and privileged officials.
ultimately